Hey, I'm Simone Rankin Zen Mommy. This is actually my first live video on this channel. And when I first started Zen Mommy last year, it was the beginning of spiritual awakening. And I became a vegan. I became a vegan for consciousness. And I felt like once I changed my diet, I raised my vibration.
I made an announcement earlier that I was going to
Sorry.
do a YouTube live video for cooking beef.
Sorry, it started playing. Sorry for the interruption. Anyways, so now I made a video. I started this live cooking show a while ago on my Facebook channel, and I made a video.
Slow down.
And I made a video cooking street tacos, but I did it with beef. And that was before I was a vegan. So today I'm making this video to right that wrong and to prove that you can still enjoy some of the simple pleasures like street tacos and be a vegan. So the first thing I'm going to do is turn on my pan. Okay, so I'm going to go down a list of ingredients which I have today. So for the vegan tacos, I'm going to use, I have lettuce, mushrooms, peppers, onions, and cilantro. Street tacos are known for the onions and cilantro. I have avocados and tomatoes and lime. So with the street tacos, the ones I'm used to, I was used to it just being like steak tacos, carne asada with just the onion and just the cilantro, and I thought that was great. So I really thought that becoming vegan, that was like one of the things that I wouldn't just be able to enjoy anymore. And well, I made this before and it tasted really good, so now I'm going to share it with you guys. So I have all my ingredients, and also for street tacos, they have the small taco shells, very tiny. They're not at every store, so you can go to like your local Hispanic market and you can get the smaller taco shells that are the size of the street taco. So this is all hot, and so the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a little oil in the pan. Oh, also I have black beans, and I'm gonna show you how to make vegan sour cream. So when you're no longer eating meat, you still have to find ways to get protein in. And beans, you know, they have them in burritos. So there are options. So I'm going to drain the can real quick. There we go. Black beans. All right. I'm going to get that on. Okay, so now that my pan is nice and hot, I'm going to put some oil in it. And then I'm going to let that get hot before I throw the mushrooms in. Also, seasonings. Okay, you know, before I started cooking on this channel, I used to use like the taco packets, and I never really paid attention. I was like unconscious to what seasonings I was putting on my food. And it turns out, you know, all the money you pay for those little taco packets, all you need is cumin. Cumin gives it like that flavor. So what I'm going to do is I have some cumin and I'm going to ground it up. I probably turned on the stove a little too soon. So, well, no, I didn't. I'm just going to turn it low. This is a hot stove. And we're going to take the mushrooms now, and I'm going to sizzle them in the pan as if I would do meat. Now, if you don't like mushrooms for any reason, you can just use the black beans. It could be either or, it could be both. All right, I'm going to use a little bit more oil. And so while that is cooking, I am going to... I have the seasonings out. I'm going to grab some cumin here. Oh, okay. All right, so this is cumin in whole form, so I'm going to ground it up a little bit. there is nothing like the smell of fresh cumin. Ground up. So now I became vegan about, let's see, about 4 months ago. And for me, it's been a wonderful journey. When I first, it was just easy. I took first the 7-day challenge, and at the 8th day, I went back to eating meat, and I realized the difference in my energy levels. I had so much energy for that whole week. My skin was looking good, and when the last day came, it was on a Friday. And me and my daughter cooked up a whole meal. I had meat, I had cheese, and afterwards, after we got through with dinner, we ate, in the living room. I could not get off the couch. I was floored. I was tired. I was weak. And after just 7 days of being a vegan and 1 day going back to meat. So I decided, you know what, I wanted to make this change for consciousness. I wanted to make it because there are things in my life that I'm trying to manifest, and I felt like I had a lot of fear in different things in my life. And so from everything I was learning about energies and animals, animals, they want to live. They don't want to die. And faced with death, they have a lot of fear. Well, fear is an energy, and we're all connected through the spirit. So when you're consuming an animal, you're consuming that energy. So my choice to be vegan was based on my energy levels, and I felt like I had a lot of fear. Even when I started my YouTube channel, I always would be so scared to turn on the channel, to record. And so it's a lot of things like the fear, it's not like really founded. It's like holding me back from really good positive things. So I felt like if this is the one thing that's holding me back, why not try it? Well, I became vegan, and I did it for 4 months. And then I did fall off the wagon temporarily. I didn't go back to eating meat, but it's really hard. People don't really talk about how tough it is to be a vegan. Try going to the restaurant. The other night, I was out with my friends. They wanted to go to a steakhouse. They have nothing for a vegan there. They had iceberg lettuce salad for $17, but I don't want $17 worth of iceberg lettuce. And so it's challenging, okay, to be a vegan. But I can tell you right now, from the time I fell out for about a month, okay, I got stuck, I ate a ravioli. And from that point in, I just was like, I'm just going to take a month and enjoy cheese again. And I'm going to tell you, it made a big difference. I stopped doing YouTube videos. I wasn't about my self-work as much anymore. I felt like I was starting to go downhill. And it was to the point where every time I ate it, it wasn't just, blue cheese was delicious. I started feeling disgusting afterwards. And I knew, like, this is not for me. It's like, it's not meant for me to consume these things. And I just didn't feel right. So this is why I feel like it's a big thing that helped me with my consciousness. So that's why I want to start this cooking show, Cooking for Consciousness. And it'll be, I want to teach vegan recipes, and I want to show people that, it's not that hard to eat vegan. And, I'm not telling everybody to change. Whatever your preference is, whatever feels right for you. But what I can suggest is try having some vegan meals. Try to do it part-time, because a little bit is better than nothing, okay? Try the 7-day challenge. Do it for 7 days. Do that experiment like I did, and it made a big difference in my life. Okay, so the mushrooms are still cooking up. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add like these colored little peppers. It's going to give it some flavor and give it some colors and make it all pretty. And at this point, I'm going to hit it with a little Himalayan salt. And not too much. I like salt a lot, so I have to be careful for the people I cook for, because I often get, it's a bit salty from others. So we're going to just put a little bit. I think that was almost too much right there. And so this is getting close to ready. So I'm going to start on the taco shells. Also, I'm going to teach you how to make vegan sour cream. And I can actually do that while I'm doing these two things. We're going to put a little of the cumin seasoning on. I'm going to put some in the beans. And then I'm going to just put some in this too. Okay, so now I have the griddle heating up. I'm going to put the shells on it, and then I'm going to start on the vegan sour cream. Now, that's the one thing I was like, man, I could make a vegan, people have bean burritos, right? But what about sour cream? That it gives it the right? And that was the one struggle. I was like, man, I have to say goodbye to sour cream. No, no, no. Guess what? I have a recipe for sour cream. Now, you're going to think it's going to taste like coconut, but coconut cream, you find it in the grocery store in a can. And I'm going to open it. All right, it's nice and thick like a cream, like a sour cream. So, when I first, when I heard of this sour cream could be, I was like, absolutely not. I don't like, coconut oil, coconut cream, coconut milk, it's everywhere, okay? But I don't always want to taste coconut. And so I was very reluctant to try this recipe, but I have definitely, I definitely have a true find here. So, what you need to do to make vegan sour cream. Number one, we're going to take out that coconut flavor and give it that twang. We're going to use apple cider vinegar. So you put just a little bit. You kind of do it to taste. I kind of like eyeball it, and then I'll stir it up, taste it, and then I'll find out, exactly how I want to do it. The other thing is the salt. You have to have the salt in it or else it will be like a little sweet. So between those two elements, the salt and the apple cider, you just begin to mix it up. Just check on things. And I'm going to season the beans with a tiny bit of salt, with Himalayan salt. So I'm really glad to finally be shooting my first video. When I started Zen Mommy, I didn't even understand what Zen was. All I know is I was coming through the end of a very toxic relationship. And if I didn't find my Zen, I was going to lose my mind. And I just thought Zen Mommy, I was a new mother. I was experiencing all this emotion and all this pain. And I said to myself, I want to find myself. I want to find my passions and the things I like that Simone likes. Not what everyone else likes for Simone. And Zen Mommy came up for me. And once I said that, the next day, a Zen monk moved into my neighborhood. And he taught me how to meditate. He gave me a book by Thich Nhat Hanh and set me on my path. Zen Mommy grew into this YouTube channel. I became a Reiki master. And I officially got into an energy healing school that I'm going to because I want to be a certified energy healer now. Because I totally believe in the spirituality, and I was in religion all of my life, and I didn't know anything about spirituality. It's crazy. It's unfortunate how you could be in religion all your life and not have any spirituality, and spirituality is in so many things. So why couldn't it be in cooking and the things that you provide for your body so that you can have the best experience in this life on earth. So this is kind of hot, so we're going to turn it down a little. I think we're ready. We're going to put a little oil on the griddle. And by the way, the food is pretty much ready. I'm getting the shells ready now. All right. Okay, so the mushroom meat, pretty much done. So I'm going to turn that off. And the beans, yeah, it's done. So basically we're just waiting on the taco shells right now. And they need to be flipped. They're so tiny, I just don't recall them being this tiny from the track. Alrighty. So beans are ready. We're going to turn that off, and we're going to turn this off. Put a little bit more oil here. And you know, you don't have to like fry them in oil. Some people just put them directly on the stove, but this stove is high heat and it's a little unpredictable, so I didn't want to risk burning it, and there's so little. So I'm going to do, okay. So the next part is plating. Okay. So we're going to plate 3 tacos. And while we're doing that, I'll have a few more coming up ready. I'm going to turn it down way low at this point. Alright, so for plating, we're going to put, well, I can put the beans first actually. I'm trying to make it look pretty. So we'll go with, get one more fork for this. So I'm going to put, since they're so tiny, we'll just put a little bit of each thing. Now you don't have to have the beans. You could have just the mushrooms. Okay. Then we're going to top it with a little of the mushrooms. That's sauteed with peppers, with the, you know, and it's not the spicy peppers. I use the colorful ones. They're kind of sweetish. And then, so a regular street taco is just going to have the onions, multitasking. The onions and then the cilantro. Now, if you want to add other garnishes, I have, you cannot forget, this is like the most important part of a street taco, that lime taste. So what you want to do is you want to squeeze some lime over the tacos. Okay. And off the pan because I don't want them to burn while I'm doing this. Here we go. Let's finish liming the taco. So the lime is what gives it that, I don't know, I think it gives it that unique twist. I used to love truck tacos ever since I was a little girl. So I'm going to come a little closer so you can get like a nice little view. All right, you see that? These are vegan street tacos. Oh, I did not make sour cream to not use it. And this is sour cream. I'm going to make sure. In this case, you can use a little more of the apple cider vinegar, so you want to get rid of like the coconutty taste. Between the vinegar and the salt, totally makes it taste like sour cream. But a healthier, lighter sour cream. Now, it tastes just like sour cream. So I'll put like a dab on each taco. And there we go. So, one more look-see. We're going to put this right here. Oh yeah, you guys have a perfect view of that now. So thank you for coming live with Zen Mommy on my first episode of Cooking for Consciousness. And I'll be I'll be doing this show, and I'll be, as I'm learning, I'm going to show you what I learned. You can still enjoy food being vegan. And also, just a suggestion for a movie. My daughters came to me last week. They fell off the vegan wagon worse than I did. Started working for McDonald's, started getting lazy, started eating. They watched this movie, a Netflix movie. It's called What the Health. It's a documentary. Do you know, the day she watched it, she texted me, "Mom, they've been lying to us." The next morning, she quit her job at McDonald's. And she was just like, "I can't do it anymore." This show, and this documentary, I haven't watched it yet, was so profound to both my daughters. They decided to become strict vegans. They say things like protein comes from plants. Animals is secondary protein. And so that's the show. I'm going to watch that movie, and I think that you should too. My friend watched it, and I thought he was a hardcore carnivore, and he has decided to be 75% vegan after watching What the Hell. So why don't you watch that? And then after you watch that, if you decide to be vegan or partial vegan, then watch me, and I'm going to show you some good food. All right? Peace and love. Namaste.